Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner, my hard mode playthrough. In the Action in Lake Kovd, pretty much back to the origin of where I picked up the Action. But there's one slot. I was on my way to fuel basically, and there's one slot of, I think they're fuel barrels or oil barrels, one of the two, that need to be picked up. And I was just passing them, so I figured I would pick them up while I'm here. Get some stuff done. I want to take, so the Yar and the trailer need to go into Imandra really, but I want to detour via the garage. So it's quite a long detour, but I want to go via the garage in Lake Kovd so that I can get the balloon tires that have been previously mentioned would be better for that vehicle. And then in between, before starting this episode, I don't know if you can see it in the dark here, but I've still got some quite nasty glitching. I've done all kinds of checks. I've checked the integrity of Windows, my drivers, everything. I've checked the integrity of the game. The only thing I haven't done is reinstalled. But yeah, it's a bit weird. But as long as it's not affecting my gameplay, I'm just going to push on and carry on with my progress. So I'm just going to tow this Action with me. Those oil barrels have got to be delivered to a lumber yard. Lights on, but I just want to get this forward the same sort of location as where we have the Phoenix and Vorongrad, and then I've moved off camera, I've moved the Caterpillar fuel bunker back to this side of the map, having filled it up in a previous episode with the fuel, the semi-fuel trailer. We've got the semi-fuel trailer on the west side of the map, and the Caterpillar is more or less central to east side. I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure that these fuel barrels go down to the sawmill area, and then there's another activity that requires one pallet of planks to be delivered from the sawmill to somewhere else. Get this Phoenix out of the way. It was just posed there for screenshot. I haven't quite decided yet what I'm doing with the two big trucks in this episode, but we've got a little bit of work to do with the little trucks. The fuel's not far away down this little trail. Right, so that's just maneuvered them to where I want them. Engine off, we'll take some fuel for the Yar to start with. Of course, I've got to take it. So I'll put it into the roof rack and trailer from the Cat. And then I'll jump into the Cat. And because you have to be in the Cat's cab to be able to access the fuel add-on. And then I want to basically fill them all up, everything that I can reach. So the only one left now, so that's basically the prototype trailer, the Yar, and the Yar's roof rack full of fuel. And then now I want to jump into the Action, because then I can fill its roof rack up, which I couldn't do from the... I'm not quite close enough. Couldn't do from the Cat's cab. Let's get some lights on. I like the fact that lights stay on even if you turn your engine off now. That's quite nice, especially from a content creation perspective. It means that you guys don't have to see quite so much dark. The roof rack, that's my roof rack. That's me good to go. So I'm fully fueled. So next thing then is I'll leave the yard for now. I'll leave the yard's trailer here for sure and pick it up on the way back to wherever I go next, which is probably into Amandra once I've changed the tyres on the yard. But there's a few things to do on this map before I head into Amandra. So the fuel that I've got now needs to go to Hull Depot, which is basically the logging camp. And then from the logging camp, I can pick up one pallet of planks, wooden planks, to bring over for this shabby guardhouse. And that'll be a couple of little jobs that the Acteon can do on its own quite happily. So we'll do that in the Acteon to start with. And I enjoy driving this Acteon. I know I rolled it like crazy a couple of episodes ago, but it was fun to do it. It was, it was kind of interesting, different type of challenge, different type of truck. But I do enjoy driving this Acteon. So for these little single slots, it's a more fuel. It burns less fuel than running the Voron Grad around. So unless it's single slot activity where you can do 2 trips and sort of double up, you may as well use the Acteon. If the terrain was too challenging and I thought it was going to tip everywhere, then I'd maybe pick a different truck. But yeah, I like it. I feel quite happy with the collection of vehicles I've got now on this map. If anything, I've got too many. I don't need the Lodestar anymore. I've retained it. I don't intend selling it, but I've retained it. I doubt if I'll use it again in Cola. The Crocodile doesn't have too much of a purpose because most of them have got, like this one's got repair points on it. The Tatarin's got repair points on it. Yeah, I've probably got more vehicles than I need, but they've all got a little job they can do, and I don't mind doubling up a couple of them. It's a fun little thing, isn't it? Let's jump in a cab. Classed as a medium truck, but it's smaller than some of my Scouts. So that is meant to be a road. Somebody needs to come through with a plough. Right, down the back of this timber yard. So there you go, this truck straight away does better in snow than it does in mud with these tyres on. Interesting. So this should complete this oil delivery. Abandoned convoy. And that's the kind of last bit of the legacy of where this Acteon came from. $4,700, not bad. So building up some money. Now we're going to load one lot of wooden planks. Wooden planks on the loading platform. Frame mode, legs. How much it leans, got to get that in close. You haven't got a lot of stability with this little truck and a crane. It's quite funny. But it's interesting. It's actually jammed on the crane. I'm being too fussy, that'll do. It'll pack. Right, so engine off. This is going to be Shabby Guardhouse, which is where the Tatarin is. Get that done. Nice bit of progress then. Diff lock just while we're in the muddy yard. Once you get out onto snow and ice, this truck seems to do a lot better. can have a quick look at repair points while I'm in the resupply area if I go through the yard. So on my campaign mode save, I've got the DLC that gives you the Land Rovers, and I've been playing around with a Land Rover 90, and blimey, that thing's squirrely. It does not want to drive in a straight line if you're on highway and you're going fast. That's a truck that doesn't like to play ball. It's fun, but yeah, it's not very stable at all. 31 points needed to fully fix. Does that mean I can't get wheels here? Why isn't it letting me get wheel? I've seen that before. Not all resupply zones have given me the option of loading up wheels. So my roof rack is meant to have a spare wheel, but I can't load it. I've got a spare wheel under the truck. But yeah, okay, fair enough. No biggie. Is that a scout fuel carrier there? Hang on a minute. No. There's I could just see what looks like a... I'll just come back so the lights are on it. There's some kind of a tank trailer there, and without the light on it I couldn't see. I thought that might have been a scout fuel trailer that I'd missed tucked away in the corner. But no, it's a rusty old water tank by the look of it. So down past the crocodile, which I really haven't used on this map hardly at all. I love it. I know I was told it's a pile of junk and I should drive it off a cliff, but I love it. That Ford F750 on the other hand, I would quite happily drive that bloody thing off the end of White Valley's runway, drop it in the sea and forget it. That was the most frustrating part of doing the Tatra Phoenix recovery, is that wasn't even the smallest engine. I'd already upgraded from the stock engine to the first level of upgrade, but it was completely gutless. It could hardly pull itself along, let alone pull a trailer along. So yeah, that was the frustrating thing, is that I felt that truck should have been a lot better than it was. And if I hadn't have had a spare Tatra in to drag me around, I would have failed that edition, I think. Okay, so shabby guardhouse. Don't mind me tattering. I'm just coming in to do a quick delivery. Unload one wooden plank. Shabby guardhouse complete. $2,500. Fairly simple delivery. Job done. And it also starts tidying up some of the markers on the map, because once these two vehicles are away, there won't be anything there. So what do I do next? I'm having a bit of a tidy up session, aren't I? I think one of the things I could do next, I'm going to leave the Acti on here for a minute, because I don't have anything in mind. There's a single slot delivery for there, but I may just use the Voron Grad or something for that. They haven't got massive amounts of fuel. They're not far from the fuel bunker. Maybe I should just move that fuel bunker up to them a little bit. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to move, and then there's a couple of things on the north side of the map that I want to do. We've got to think about logging fairly soon on this map. I don't think I'm going to buy the medium logging trailer. I don't think there's enough logging to justify the cost in either of the two Kola Peninsula maps. Refuel me and Phoenix, and then I'm going to pull forward a bit, and the Voron Grad can come to me for fuel. Look how bad that is, the terrain glitch I'm talking about. I'm trying to ignore it rather than fixating on it, but it's difficult because it's quite prominent when it is there. So I'm going to jump into the grad. I fancy driving the grad for a bit. A couple of things we can do with the grad. I think that'll be fun. So, refuel. And then I'm going to go up into here and collect, what is it called again? Army Reserve secure container. So it's a radioactive container and it needs to be delivered back to the port, which is near our garage. So I think I'm going to do that. I'll load that up in the grad. Because it's an item that needs picking up off the ground, so I need the crane for it. Silky smooth. Right, this is good ice. Looks it. Looks like good ice. Yep, radioactive container. Handbrake on, crane mode, legs down. Get her loaded up. Fill the crane, pack the cargo, and we're going to take this straight down to the garage. I'll leave the Phoenix where it is because there's other things up in this corner of the map that the Phoenix can do that don't require a crane. But I'm going to get this straight down to the garage. Getting stuff done. Because I'm going to the garage, I'm going to jump into the yard. Where am I? Where am I on the map? I was just contemplating leaving the prototype trailer here, but I will drag it a bit further south to make it easier for the yard to pick up when it's done. But I'm going to drag the yard back to the garage so it can change tyres. I think that's okay. I'll leave the prototype trailer here, and then whichever route I take with the yard to get out won't be too much of a detour to pick up a trailer and take with it. Being efficient, check me out, taking the yard with me rather than driving it off cam. Can you tell I love this Voron Grad already? This is such a good purchase. Very happy with it. Alright, pull it in a bit tighter now. I'm kind of leaving the big old lake expanse. We've done a slightly longer rope to stop it sliding into the back of me. Now I'm driving through a bit more controlled area. We'll have it in a bit tighter. So I'll just leave the yard there and it can go into the garage under its own steam at some point. Get this delivery done. And there'll be another one ticked off. Hey, don't go too fast off the edge there. That's open water. Nice ship, mate. Oh, I want that. Can I have that to move all my trucks between regions, please? Engine off. Secure container. Unload. And Army Reserve. Oh my. Right. We had a deal about the box, and that is exactly what you got. Good job. And you may want to wash your car just in case. $6,200. That's more important. That's nice. Get a nice bit of money rolling back in. But yeah, I need to hose out the radioactive gunk from the back of my truck now. What's that? So what's it picked by default there, out of interest? Okay, so that's the spelunker. So that's probably what I'll do with the Yar, I think. Once I've got the other tires on, it'll give me a good opportunity to test the Yar in various conditions with those balloon tires and a bigger engine before moving to a Mandra. I've got the Tatran on this map, but the Tatran just makes everything easy mode. I want to test out the Yar before I leave the garage area. Right, so what we're doing here now, I am going to load up metal beam and take it to this pole. And I think the route I would do for that is to go around the road. There's some kind of a washout here, but I don't like the look of it. But you can go here. That should be passable. And then up through here to that. I think that's probably the route that I favour to get into that tower. There's not too many alternatives anyway. And I want to see what the grad does for the various types of terrain that will be that route. So metal beams, loading platform, engine, crane. Legs down. Just thinking about my fuel actually. I might nick a bit of fuel out of that ER. Because all the ER's got to do is get back to its prototype unit and it's got fuel. Whereas this has got to go off east on its own without fuel. Blue crane is weak sauce. So that was one of the things I found on the special expedition. The one thing in the Ford's favour is that the yellow crane that goes on the Ford F750 is bigger and more powerful than either the yellow crane that goes on big trucks or this one. It's a beast of a crane, and it's on a small Scout effectively, which I do find quite strange, but it's a thing to bear in mind. That might be a useful thing, that if you need a powerful crane to go into a small area, that's probably the one that's best equipped. Right, so the Yar's roof rack is full, because I know I just did that. So therefore I am going to steal some fuel out of the Yar's fuel tank. Try and I will fill up this grad. And I think that'll leave the Yar with enough to get to where it needs to go. So, fuel. Yeah. Not quite full. I'm literally going to fill this truck up because I don't know how long it'll be before I can get back to refuel. Refuel. Roof rack. into the grad, and then what's left into the yard. And now the roof rack is empty again, but the yard's tank is nearly full, which is fine because that's plenty for the yard. And the grad can carry on with the route that I picked. And I have selected the right one, haven't I? Yeah, metal beams. Blimey, we're getting some stuff done today, aren't we? Let's see how it does without all-wheel drive for a minute on this icy road. Try and be as fuel efficient as I can. Right, so this has the potential to be a interesting little bit of terrain as a test. I don't think there's anything to winch to that's big enough to worry about. And it's just going to belly out on that. I think the angle of approach needed to be a little bit more straight on to that left rock. Hug the rock to the left a bit more. And then try the diff lock now. That's a solid tree by the look of it, so that'll get me moving. Nice of the devs to put a tree within reach. No, you don't. Let's unpack the cargo. I don't think there's anything in reach on that side. What about the old deploy your crane trick? Which is a little bit cheesy. But if it works, that worked well enough for me. Repack the cargo. A little bit cheesy, but it worked. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't even think about it. Okay, Grad. Thank you. Thank you for forgiving me for my madness there. I don't think we got to come up this way much more, if at all, after we've done this delivery. It's not like that's going to be a regular route for us, but for future reference, Yeah, I don't really like that route. I'd probably favour going around a slightly longer route and avoid that bit of rock. It was okay going the other way empty in the Tatooine, but yeah. Right, and then this is another bit, but this is the delivery, so there's not an awful lot of choice on this one. And this is just icy rock. So this will be a good test of me more than the truck. Take it steady. Well, not that much of a test. That was easy, wasn't it? He says. So I want to get through this without those rocks destabilizing me. I remember being here in the Lodestar and struggling a bit, but Lodestar dragging that trailer wasn't much fun. That's a nice screenshot. Right. One metal beam, unload, temporary measures, like $3,700, which I think could do a little bit more money for that effort. But anyway, maybe a little less straight than before, but it will serve for a while. And next time, we're definitely replacing it. So that's the pylon, I guess. That's the, can't pan the camera because of the way the cameras work in this game. Right, so we're blasting through. I think that's is that 4 that we finished today? The other one I want to do while I'm in this corner is this inclement weather. Which is basically to find my way down to the crashed helicopter and pick up a pallet of service parts. So from where I am, I do think that I'm going to pick my way over this ridge. And maybe pick up this road from this side then. Rather than tracing my way down. I think I'm going to try that. Find the right route out. Yeah, that rock is a bit of a nuisance, and so is the camera jankiness. Can I turn around up top? Maybe? Should be enough room if I can tolerate the camera. Generally want to get away from these pylons as quickly as I can because the camera annoys me. And then I'm going to want to be... I don't know if this is wise, but I want to try and turn left. And then I'll whack it in high-low with the diff lock on and just see if we can plow our way over the top of this hill. Because it's just reassuring to learn that this truck can do this type of terrain, even if it's a bit slow. Spinning my wheels too fast though. And then is that a trail? Or is that just a streak? I wonder if something's happened to my game graphics settings in terms of that glitch. Because that texture with those rocks underneath my wheels looks rubbish. That's like a flat bump map texture, whereas this game's normally got higher definition than that. So I wonder if something's gone wrong with my game settings that's causing like a low res graphics behavior. And somehow that's causing the glitchy stuff that I see. I'll have to check that out after this session. Right, this is a little bit weird. I don't really want to be going anywhere near that big pile of rocks, but where is my helicopter? Yeah, no, I'd still want to... Technically the helicopter is off and to my left, but I don't want to go through these trees and the big clump of rocks. So I'm going to head downhill here. And try and pick up a trail. And there's the trail. Right, a little bit more rock climbing. Interesting. Right, what's this ice like? That is breaking ice and I've gone through it. I see the tractor that's gone in the ice and sunk. What do I want to do here? Do I want to try and push forward? No. Don't tell me this is going to be a recovery job. Because there's nothing to winch to. That's a trap I've just gone right into, isn't it? I can't even tie a rope around that tractor to get myself moving. Oh my days, what have I done? What have I done? Fell right into that, didn't I? Nice work, devs. That genuinely, that's the sort of thing that makes this game exciting. I've just come into something with this vehicle that not only is it a trap, but there's nothing within distance to winch to get yourself out of it. Any way that I can creep forward. Can't move in any direction. Bravo. I like that. Right, what do I do? How do I get out of that now? That's why you go everywhere with a loaf, isn't it? That's what I'm told. What other vehicle could get down to here to help me out? Obviously there's Tatra Phoenix, but it's quite a long way off. I think it's a Tatrin job. Got a full roof rack, should be good enough. And I'm not that far away. So Tatrin around here and come into this from the other side. I'll have to work out getting past the helicopter. But see if I can get in with the Tatrin. Without drowning the Tatrin. Do I want to take some fuel? How much fuel is the Action got? Main tank 32 litres. Let's stick. No, I don't want to take that much really. I'll do. Just gives a little bit extra to the Tatrin. I was blasting through that content though. Still got loads done, even if I have to do a little bit of a rescue at the end. In fact, it's probably remarkable that I managed to get that much done without getting in trouble. And there's no way I would ever sell this one. I sold the other Tatrin at the start of the last episode, financed buying the Grad, which I do not regret at all. But I will always keep this one. Always have at least one Tatrin in my fleet because it's just an absolute savage. As long as you don't ask it to go swimming or climbing icy mountains. That was an absolute beauty of a trap though by the devs. I need to learn that as soon as you feel the ice cracking under you, back away and at least make sure you've got a point behind you to winch out on before risking it. The only problem I'm coming up to is I got to find a way around the helicopter because it's a pretty effective path blocker. So there's the helicopter right across the route that I want to go on. I'm going to have to come across this ridge to the side here, I think. Now we've got to try and get through here somehow. Yeah, these trees are a little bit more dense than I like, but I can see the Grad. Right, okay, so whatever you do, Atlay, don't drive straight into the ice again. So come around the side and see if I can get on these rocks. Ooh, big bit of suspension damage. I think jumping into the Grad and having a bit more control. Did I just... Okay, so I'm still drivable. Pull myself up onto the bonnet of that tractor a little bit. Maybe if I do that, got to do this without dragging the Tatrin in. The last thing I want to do is drown the Tatrin as well. Thanks, Tasserin. My hero. This is a bit gnarly with all of these tree stumps and rocks. It's a nasty place to recover a bit of cargo from. I wonder if I can reach it from here and not go in any further than that, because I don't like it. Or can I get up on this rock? Would I even want to do that? Well, if I get in trouble, Tatcherin's nearby to help, isn't it? Crane. Handbrake is on. Legs down. See if I can get that cargo from up here. I'll get the Tatcherin out as a separate step. That can be done maybe even off cam, because it's such a easy thing to do with the Tatcherin. Restore the crane, pack the cargo. Right, what's the betting I'll fall off this now? Can I drive out through this myself? I feel a need to see if I can chuck a winch line. I can get the angle right. There's one of those trees up on the ridge. To try and give myself the option of not falling to the right. I might actually drive up this and then find a way down, rather than risking trying to traverse a bad camber. Because at least now I'm up on something flat-ish. Can't see very well, that's the only challenge really. But if I can find a way through these trees... I want a chainsaw. This game would be a lot easier if you could have a chainsaw, wouldn't it? Got myself caught on a tree and I can't see what's happening. I think my crane is caught on this tree on the left. I can't see. Doesn't look like I should be caught. There we go. Not that I'm out yet, but let me, please, get out of here. There we go. Come on, Grad. And then, does that put me... Right, so that's now, I'm on the trail that I want to be on, but I'm facing the wrong way. Fine. So now I need to back her up a little bit and find some space to turn around in. I've got to the trail I want to be on. I just need to maybe put my ass end up this hill and see if it'll let me turn around. Somehow I always thought that that one with this cargo, the inclement weather task, with this cargo tucked underneath that helicopter in a really awkward location, I always thought that one would be a pain to do, which is why I didn't want to do the Action coming in there. Even though it's a single slot. So yeah, it turned out that the one I thought would be trouble was trouble. But from here, what's my best route back to town? It's a bit of a twisty, isn't it? Back to the garage. But I think I will do this trail. I've only been up here in a Scout before. I haven't been up here in a big truck, but I think I'll do this trail through the village and into the garage, rather than going around the way that I came just now. And then that'll be the end of this episode. That'll be enough, I think. But blimey, we got some stuff done. I think 5, maybe 6 tasks. I don't think we've done any contracts. But we've done 5 or 6 tasks, which is pretty good going. Can't get it to shift. There we go. Yeah, loving this truck. Obviously, I can't compare it with the Azov 64K series that was suggested as an alternative, because I haven't got them both with the same upgrades on the same map, but I'm not regretting the choice at the moment of using this one. And I don't think its fuel economy is bad, considering what it's been asked to do. I've got to go in the garage, I may as well take the ER in. Drop the ER there. Vehicle spare parts. Inclement weather. Well, 20 years in the frost and rain have not made this stuff any better, but it may be more useful than rusty tins. Thank you, soldier. You're welcome. $3,800. Job done. So that I need to get back to the fuel carrier, but it's not that far away. I can do that. But that pretty much, I've got to get the Tatterin out, obviously. But that pretty much cleans up this corner of the map. I've got this single slot delivery to do to another pylon, and probably will use the grad for that as well, but that's a unit that's going to be picked up from the railway station. I'll have a think about the Action. I might just stick it back in the garage for now. I don't think there's any other single slots that I would care to use that one for. And we're basically moving from this side of the map towards the northwest corner to head into Imandra, but we've got a bit to do. You know, there's 6 more tasks. So there's 1 scouting contract left, and then there are 3 logging contracts. 3 long logs into Imandra from here. 3 medium logs, but I don't know whether you can get medium logs in Imandra. I know you can't get long logs in there. And then this one, which I may as well accept actually, is 3 lots of medium logs loaded here and dropped off at the village, and it's only 3 lots, and there's only 6 lots of medium logs for the whole of Lake Kovd. And that basically means if I buy it's 6 trips if I don't buy a trailer, 3 trips if I do, and I don't think that's a good enough saving to make it worth spending 14 grand on a trailer. So I'll work out which truck I'm going to use for medium logging, maybe the grad. I don't know if it can take that add-on, and we'll think about doing the medium logging and some of this other south of the map cleanup stuff in the next episode. In the meantime, with a little bit of daylight coming in, just about, I'm going to wrap this episode here. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series. I'm certainly enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it more now that I've got the Grad and the Phoenix. So that's a good thing for me to have done that expedition when I did. I think it's given me a bit more enthusiasm. I'll work out what to do in the next episode. Hope to see you in that next episode. But in the meantime, thank you very much, and goodbye.